Today, we're going to be doing something just slightly different. It's different, but it's not. The other day, when I was flipping through my digital portfolio and trying to think of video ideas, it occurred to me that giving you a tour of my Procreate artworks would basically be like a sketchbook tour, portfolio tour, however you want to go about it. And I couldn't stop thinking about it because that seemed like such a fun way to look back through memory lane, because unlike sketchbooks that are a few months to a year's worth of time, my Procreate is about 5 years. I got my iPad in 2020, so I just had to sit down and record this because I think it's such a fun idea. I did look it up on YouTube. There are some other people that have done videos like this, but I haven't watched any that I can remember. So I'm just going to be making this up as I go. So this is my Procreate screen. I think what I'm going to do is start at the bottom and work my way up so that we start older and get to newer. Both because I think that'll be fun to be like, oh, hey, look, this is what I'm working on now towards the end. But also, I have mixed feelings about a lot of my older work, so I'd rather start with the scary ones and work my way into ones that I know that I like. But before we get started, my name is Ellie. I am an artist, and I'm going to be posting a lot of videos this year, so if you happen to like what you watch today, feel free to check out the rest of my channel, leave a like, subscribe, whatever you want to do. I also have all of the social media that is on screen. But otherwise, let's just jump into this. I am going to skip this one. This one is just a recolor of this one up here. I was just messing around. I don't know how it ended up all the way at the bottom. So yeah, just in the same way that that other one was for some reason at the bottom, this is also out of order. This is like 2021 to 2022. I don't feel like anything of this is going to be in order because I've reorganized so many times and I don't even remember what's in here. So I was hyperfixated on Naruto at the time. If you follow me for a while, then you probably know that. And I had this AU in my head for a while of like medieval Naruto, and it's really cringy. I had some YouTube videos up for it for a while. I believe I've privated them now. And, you know, good riddance. I mean, I don't think necessarily that my drawings are bad. I just think it's a little cringy. Hello? Oh, there we go. I think it was kind of just they live on the Sand siblings live on an island, and then the Konoha characters crash on that island, if I remember correctly. And you know what? It could be fun, but I don't know. I just kind of cringe now. And I only got through these character designs. I didn't even get through all of them. I want to say something positive about them. I mean, I got pretty far, to be fair. There's a lot of characters that would be in this, and not only that, I think this is relatively solid character designs for the time. I think this is the first time I managed to kind of draw something like this out and fully color it. So I'll give myself some credit there. And then I did a fan week for Inoshikacho. I do not remember what these were called. They're all on my socials, though, if you scroll far enough back. So if you're really curious about what fan week this was, you can find it. And all of them were just inks like this at first. And then I went back at a later date and colored my favorite ones. This one is cute. I could do it better now. Proportions and, you do things like this and you make bad art to practice, and you can make better art in the future. I didn't need to go for everyone's heartstrings like this. Oh, okay. There's friendly help. I think this one was modern AU. This one's always cute with the different generations. I feel like I should have colored this one. Like, yeah, parts of it aren't perfect, but I think the concept's really cute. This one was probably a cop-out. Shopping one is cute. They share a birthday, his son, so I thought this was cute. But I think it's another one that I slightly cringe at. And I've been trying to place why I find these so cringy. Maybe something will trigger it in me. This stack is titled Other, so that could be literally anything. Oh, okay, we got some school stuff in here. Because I was still in college for over a year when I got the iPad. And because it was in COVID and I was doing most of my classes at home, I actually got to use my iPad for assignments, which was really cool. I do appreciate that because digital is definitely a comfortable space for me. This is me drawing. I was probably trying to draw both of my parents' dogs, but I only got through one. I'm assuming this is Sadie, but I can't fully tell. This is messy, but I was brainstorming some social media thing, unless this was for a class. So I made these like little potion things for an assignment, and when I was like, oh, I need an easy one. It'd be kind of funny to put a shot in as a potion. And I put temporary cure-all. And they were like, did you misspell this on purpose? And I was like, what? No. And they were like, oh, it fits it anyway. And I was like, I still can't see where I misspelled this. I should look it up. But also, I'm really bad at cursive, so maybe we just can't read it. A relaxation spell. So this is another potion. This potion, I think this one's my favorite. I like the dot, like those sodas where you push the ball in. Cure for insomnia. Just add water. When you drink it, it'll touch the water, and then you can have the cure for insomnia. Gear for procrastination. I still need this one. 4 parts productivity, 1 part time. That's pretty cute. What did I write on? Break open in case of emergency. 1 shot. Repeat as needed. I still think this one's my favorite, even though I just did it to get it over with. And I like this like hatching marks on the outside better than the overblend. I'm trying to remember what this is. So this is no shadows. This one has shadows and some highlights. And this was the time of digital art for me where I was just abusing like the soft brush, like the airbrush. And I don't like it. I learned after college that I prefer the like sharp cell shading lines. And I look back at all this and I'm like, if I had just done like a sharp line, it would look a little more put together, but that's fine. And now that I'm looking at this, I think this is a continuation. I basically lived out of my car back when I commuted. Interesting. If you actually lived in your car, what would you put in it? You can have anything. Anything? And then the sparkly car, but I guess I didn't finish this, or that turned into this. Because when I commuted. This is true though. I did not sleep in my car like this, but I would drive to school really, really early in the morning and then take a nap. I would look like that. I would not look like that. I'm assuming this is more schoolwork, but I don't really know what it is. Maybe I should exit out for a second. Okay, this is what I think this came. I don't remember if this came before or after that like comic drawing, but this is the one I remember that we talked about in class like a lot. It's just taking a place I spend a lot of time, which is my car, and putting more into it. I guess it's probably that question of what would you put in your car if you could have anything and you lived in it. I have my iPad that I'm always using. I had a cooler. I think I was trying to do something, a mix of Naruto and Saturn, because I was driving a Saturn at the time. And the mask is a sign of the times, but I just thought it was a cool way to break up the picture. And people had a great conversation about that. Also the fact that there's a curtain, but the mirror comes through the curtain. I didn't even think that much into it. I just wanted a curtain and I wanted the mirror, so I just put both in there. And then when they were like, hey, why does that go through the curtain? I didn't have an answer. And then another computer over there. I don't even think I would go for this now if I had to choose anything to go in the car. Oh dear God. This seems like me trying to draw from memory somehow what my childhood bedroom was looking like. Like this is what communicates that. I don't know what this on the edge is at all. This is me drawing myself from memory as an assignment. We cannot use any references at all. So what I was drawing here, I don't know why I went dark with it, but I did. I guess, I don't remember. It might have been a self-portrait from memory. I don't remember. But this is supposed to be me and the fact that I would constantly end up being told bad news in like this old nightie I had for like 10 years and in my comforter in my bed and just how it felt. And weirdly enough, even though it might not be done as well as I could do now, I still like this one because I think I paid more attention to detail than I might have if I was looking at a reference, because I was like thinking and trying to remember those things and trying to get every detail from my memory onto paper. So it was a really fun assignment. I enjoyed that one. And we're back to the car concepts. I think I could see why I went to the inside of the car now. I was struggling. Like you can't even see, there's no back of the car here. Zooming in definitely helps. Okay, yeah, the inside looked out better. Oh, this is so random. So those were all school assignments. And this one is, I'm still in school, but I was just driving back and forth, probably from my now husband's college. And I saw a deer on the side of the highway and it just stuck with my brain. Like it was, the deer was in shadow, but then the rest of it, like there was a bunch of sunlight here, which I was not good. I think we've established this from what we've seen, and especially this one. I was not good at the time at creating depth and contrast, because does this really look that much lighter and more interesting than this? I don't feel like it does. This is actually a runaway piece from when I was using Photoshop on my computer. It's just a portrait of my character Danny, who I've since redesigned and we will see in a little bit. If I had to guess, I was making something dramatic and this was supposed to be like a book cover, but I have no idea. The title told me what it is. Oh my gosh. Okay. I had told my friend, this is like the first of many not completed promises. So if you're my friends, hi, I'm sorry I never completed this, but I was trying to practice creating comic books. So I told them I would insert them into the Harry Potter universe. This is, oh my gosh, we're so crazy. We're freaking nerds. But I guess this was me trying to... Oh, it wasn't just the Harry Potter universe. It was the Harry Potter universe with BTS there. And I never completed it. But you could see I was working on it. But I think most of the work I did for it was on Photoshop. So I really don't know how this ended up in here. And speaking of them... That was one of them drawing the other one. The title of this one says Class Doodles, so I suppose I just did this in one of my Zoom classes. Hinata looks really cute. My OC looks terrifying. And then we've established in my sketchbook tours, if I don't know what to draw, I draw eyes, so it's pretty clear. Oh, this was one of my in-laws' puppies. More sketches. I think a lot of these are just from me messing around when I first got the iPad, is why there's not even many colors or anything. I don't know who this is or why I gave them an eye patch. I probably just didn't want to draw the other eye. This was my friend messing with the iPad for the first time, I think. This was me just messing around on the iPad and doodling. I like these lines. That looks cool. This is like the only Miraculous Ladybug fan art I've made that I could find recently. I know I've drawn more in like sketchbooks, but I just have this little yin yang and the noisiest background known to man for who knows what reason. I was just trying to make it interesting and instead it hurts. Oh, that's not what I want to zoom in on. You don't want to zoom in on it anyway. Although that eye looks pretty nice. I like the eyes. I'm pretty sure I drew this for a friend, and that's it. That folder was a fun callback because I definitely forgot about some of these. Okay, this was a school project. I was a drawing and painting major, and this was for my senior class where we're supposed to build up a portfolio. And this was semester 1 where she wanted us to make 12 pieces in just like that one semester, and I was dying trying to get this done in like a concept that I enjoyed. I was trying to make some storytelling in there, and the easiest way to do storytelling without having to write a whole story is my own life, so I decided to go that route. And I hated how these turned out so much, and it was just painful to get these done, that I ended up changing what I did the second semester, and I think that potentially made my final portfolio not as strong, but we can get into that when we get to that portfolio. This is just me drawing at the time current and or past experiences and memories. That's me. I like how my mom looks here. I mean, it doesn't necessarily look like her, but like the drawing looks cool. I'm still using the airbrushing. This is me meeting my husband in middle school. Look how tiny I made us. Teeny tiny. Sometimes you feel like you've stagnated as an artist. Looking through all of these has been nice to make myself feel like I've improved. Also, I miss that lamp. That lamp is cute. I don't like how a lot of this picture turned out, but this is just me and my friends hanging out in my bedroom at my parents' house, and it's just a very fond memory. So even if it's not up to my standards today, or probably even then, I don't think I liked it then. I didn't have confidence. It's really fun to look back at. I'm assuming this has something to do with me setting up that one and or one of the other ones. Oh, you know what? It looks like the desks in the one with my husband. Oh yeah, they didn't like the blue rain here, which yeah, it looks like LED lights. So after a critique, I changed it to this one, which is better. I made it green because she said that tornadoes make the sky green, which I didn't even see till I moved to my current house. And these are also just other versions of these, and that's a thumbnail, so that's not super interesting. So these, I took a book making class, a book arts class, and we definitely made art books. They weren't like, oh, write a story and bind it into a book. It was, how creative of a book can you make and make an art piece, but it's a book. And for one of them, I made these I can't think of the freaking word. Abstract. I had to Google the word abstract. Who am I? Definitely has been 4 years since I graduated college, because how many times did I say that back then? So I made a bunch of abstract pieces, which I'm not an abstract artist. I feel like I was trying to rebel against abstract art the entire time I was in college. But I was just trying to, I feel like it's a pattern that I've definitely brought up in some of the other school work that we've gotten to look at, and I would definitely bring up again. I was just mainly trying to survive because I was so busy at the time, and so I was trying to make something that I would like but wouldn't take up too much time and energy, so I could make sure I got everything done. And so I felt like this abstract art would be that. And I think also these ones are words from an angry letter that I wrote. Yeah, the first few have that in there, but not all of them. Some of these are just abstract, and I think they're fun. I feel like they definitely give the vibe that my teachers didn't want, of someone's just gonna buy this to hang on their wall. It's just commercial art. So yeah, you don't necessarily want that. But as someone who doesn't do abstract stuff, this is pretty fun. This one's so simple, but I kind of like it. Clouds, more clouds. Oh, jump scare. I also did for like some sample books, I think for one of the first assignments, just some of my characters with these terrible drawings, because for some reason I felt I needed to make them their own drawings real quick for this, that I rushed the crap out of. I remember I did, when I'm sure I had other drawings I could use. But I made these drawings and these stack cards and then printed them, and you could flip through and like take a look at the character. I don't know if I have any of these books anywhere. If I do, maybe I can put them in a video at some point, but I don't know where they are. I have a love-hate relationship with these, because I obviously love my characters and love that they have a long history with me, but those weren't great. We've hit the big boy stack. This is the Naruto stack that has 73 artworks that don't include the ones that we've already looked at. Oh my god. There's already a spoiler on screen. I'm hoping that I remember to blur this. But if you have not watched Naruto, you may want to skip. This is a redraw of one that I'm sure is later in the stack. Should I go from the bottom to top actually? That might make more sense in this one. I tried to make some comic of someone packing a suitcase. I don't understand any more of my thumbnails. There's more. Suna's siblings' last trip to Konoha. That is a pretty cute idea, but I didn't finish. This is as far as I got. This is another unfinished business. And this is also some of the things I was drawing when I first got my iPad, because I got my iPad in the middle of my first watch through of Naruto. It was destined that I would make a lot of Naruto fan art. I didn't finish this one. It's kind of cute though. I think she's supposed to still be thinking about the fact that she got to kiss Naruto. That doesn't exactly come across though. This one was a favorite among people I knew in real life, and it's fun. I remember loving this one at the time, and I still don't think it's terrible. It has its flaws, but it's fun. And I was just watching the part where he got this for him, and I was kind of obsessed with how it looked, so drew it out. And then this is a pretty cute Hinata. I don't think I have much more to say. I didn't go too overboard with the blending. I even forgot to blend in some places, which looks great. A baby Gaara, because you can't go wrong with baby Gaara. This is the first edition of my favorite character portraits. When one of my coworkers at the time found out that I was watching Naruto, he immediately asked, who are your top 5? Like, not top favorite, not your favorite character, your top 5. And that kind of stuck with me, so I drew my top 5. I also just kept updating it as I was watching the show, and then I drew them. Oh, and this is the redraw. I guess I put them next to each other. This is after I was like, I should try not blending. And this was, if not the first time I was officially trying that technique, one of, and just the difference. I think I also at least slightly redrew the face. Not by much though, it looks like. And there's Tamari. I have a video where I talk about my favorite characters of things, so I'm not going to get too in-depth about it. The old Gaara, the new Gaara. I like the colors I chose for the background better, and the new ones too. Well, that one's the same. Hinata. I don't think I redid Hinata. Yeah, Naruto. I didn't redo those. He looks whack. She looks kind of cute. Not like super normal, but cute. I did this for a redraw for Baka Pandy on Twitter, I believe. That was fun. I wanted to draw them like almost kissing, but not. And I think it turned out really cute. I think this is like the first drawing I did of them, actually. And I did redraw it. Yeah, there it is. I don't remember how far apart they are. A year or so, maybe? Do I have that on there? Yeah. December of 2020, August of 2021. And this is fun. I painted my own Shikamaru shoes. I still have them, but I don't wear them too terribly much. And I did this lineless painting of the Sand siblings as like a de-stress from college after finals. And I don't work like this, and it's definitely not perfect. It's just as like, I overblend. I don't know. It's just always something that I've done, and I definitely do that here. But I think it doesn't look too bad for this not being my expertise, and just the memory of this is me winding down. I really like this one. I don't really have anything to say about this one, which is probably why people weren't interacting with my social media, because it's just a Sakura. That's fun. Yep, that too. This one's kind of cute because I was kind of obsessed with them ending up together before I became obsessed even more with Shikamaru and Tamari. I thought they were adorable, and this is pretty cute. I also originally posted this without color, so I don't know if that one's also on here or if I got rid of it. Another unfinished comic. I think it's from Tamari getting hurt in the war. So, you know that meme? I'm pretty sure it's considered a meme where they have characters from different animes that are edited into a dancing outro. Well, I was obsessed with that Naruto one and the song in it for so long in 2020 that I had to draw this, and I think it turned out cute. It has so much like context behind it. If you can hear my chair squeaking, I'm sorry. I don't know why it squeaks like this. Probably because my dog makes me lean all the way back to hold her. I don't know if I have the original of this one without the color. But this was fan art I did for the fanfiction Chess by Not Quite Jiraiya. Still probably my favorite fanfiction. Go read it. It's freaking amazing, and give it love. Do it. If you like Shikatima, you need to read it if you haven't, because you might have already. This was based on the Shikamaru book of stuff that happened that he was doing in Boruto, but it's like all from his point of view. And there's some really cute moments of them in there. That's a portrait. That's another portrait. Although I like the thinner lines. I do. I think that looks nice. I have been saying forever that I kind of want a Shikatima-esque tattoo, and I think I was trying to figure one out. That looks pretty cool, actually. Oh, I think I broke it. Here we go. This is the original of the one I pulled up at the beginning, so we'll have to get back to that to see how it turned out in the end. But there's the original. I did Thanksgiving 2020, I believe. And then, oh man, I recolored it. I actually tried to add like depth instead of just one color, but it just looks messy. That's okay, because I start to figure that out later. But it's just sad. I don't know. You have to make bad art to make good art. I'm reminding myself of that every day. But I was just making things look dirty. This is a fun sketch page. Calm down, you two. Is that from the wedding episode? It must be. This is another, I'm assuming, backup handy. Draw this in your style. The original of this, which still looks a little bit dirty, and the background looks flat, but I do redraw it. Is it the next one? No, but I do redraw it. This is what Tamari wears in the Boruto manga, if you've never seen, because it kind of blew my mind that she looks so different in the manga versus the anime. That's a portrait with a spoiler in it, and that's a portrait. That's a portrait. I think I was doing like birthday portraits. This is kind of cute, although this isn't a couple that I understand very well. This one's so cute. I forgot about this one. They're laying in flowers and reading together, and they're sitting in like the same way. I think it's cute, and I like how it's colored. That's a win. I don't remember what this was gonna be, and I'm not gonna pretend that I do. Ooh, okay. So I blame the fact that I was into DC Comics for so long. I constantly am thinking about and everything that I hyperfixate on. What if the past version of them met their current self, or just their future self? And that accumulated into this, which is still one of my favorites that I've done, and other people liked it as well. I just think it is very cute because they would have never expected any of that. I don't know what the difference here is. Oh yeah, I thought it was cute that it was easy to use emojis to represent certain Naruto characters, so I was trying to just kind of draw that on my own. Sand siblings, because if you can't tell, I freaking adore them. I wish I made the part that they're looking at like lighter, so it feels farther away, but otherwise I like this one. This is another Naruto novel. My favorite scene from the Kakashi one. It's too good. a dramatic portrait. I think this is considered a portrait. Oh, here's the original of that chess one. I don't know why it's so out of order, out of whack. But this is the first one that I shared before I colored it. This is another scene from a different Shikamaru novel, the one set in the period between Naruto and Boruto, and that again. This was my dramatic response to something bad happening in Boruto. This, I don't have his like partner piece I made later with it, but this is one of, if not still the most popular thing I have on Tumblr, especially, but some of my other apps. It's little guy just suffering all alone in his sand. I can't think of anything today. He's Gaara's son. What's his name? Shinky. Yeah. I still really like this one, and I'm glad that other people like it as well. Let's just look at the little dude. That's a portrait. Oh, I think these were requests on Twitter. A sad Shikadai. I guess something was going on with Shikamaru for there to be a dramatic Tamari and sad Shikadai, but I don't remember. Well, there it is again. This is dramatic again, but this is when he died. Anyway, portrait. That's what I put over the death one we just looked at. This was so I took this scene in the anime where they're playing together in the sand and I turned it into this. I still think that's cute. This was, remember, it was forever ago in the video now when I showed you my medieval Naruto designs. This is the one finished drawing I did of them all together. Honestly, not too bad. I like how I added shadow around them, so it's just the fire lighting them. I got really tired though because it's so many characters. And at the time, I expected myself to finish things really fast. I don't know if it's because I had a teacher that thought it was reasonable to do 12 paintings in one semester, and it just created a weird expectation. But yeah, there's parts of this that I wish I would have slowed down on. But overall, I think it turned out pretty good. And here is the updated version of that other one that we looked at with the spying Choji and Ino. Now you can see that the walls actually have depth to them, and there's light back there, and it looks like rooms. It's a crazy concept. I really like this one. It's a lot better. This was a blind color challenge where I turned everything black and white when I was drawing it and didn't know what I was doing, but it looks like I did, so I don't remember. That's on my TikTok though. It looks nice. I remember I for sure did this in black and white, and that's what it looks like. I did this for, I think it was like 2 years after I'd watched Naruto. I drew this as like a celebration for myself because their dynamic is what made me stick with the show. And then this is them 20 years later. I feel like this must have been another draw this in your style. I don't remember this. Okay, random picture. There's the spoiler. I don't really want to talk about it. This was part of a Christmas gift tray that I made for my friend Barb, who makes great fan fiction. I had an idea and I was like, I'm going to implement this, and there's so much detail. And I remember how I was moving and having kind of a difficult time at the moment, so the fact that I finished this is crazy. I still really like that. That's crazy. And here's the final version of that laughing one, which actually when I redrew this, I was lucky enough to do it alongside my friend Barb that I did this for, and it's on AO3 with a fan fiction or a poem. I should remember. It's been a minute though. But yeah, that's the Naruto folder. That one is so long. And then I'm gonna speed past this one and not get too close. This is gifts that I made for Christmas of 2020. Oh, see, I didn't know I had this folder. I need to move it up a little bit. I mean, maybe I don't, because all of these are like old. I don't really need them, but a lot of them are portraits, so I'm just going to do a quick little flip. I come back to my OC so sporadically that this might not even be the only folder of them that I have. The reason I have so many random portraits though is because for the script for the first book I was writing at the time that I'm now rewriting, I was trying to get a face to all the names for friends that were nice enough to read it for me, and some of these have been heavily redesigned. That just looks like a mood. That doesn't look like she's in trouble. That looks like mood. This one's still fun. This one was a redraw and I think it turned out nice. Princess Who? This one, it's hard to see, but there's a face here screaming and a mouth here screaming. Reference photo. I was designing a necklace. I guess I put all of them together on one page to post. I don't remember doing that. It looks kind of cool though. And if you hadn't seen all the things I just looked at, you might not have even known. This is what I used that reference photo for. I think she looks nice and peaceful and she kind of has a broken neck, just slightly though. I was playing with dramatic lighting, and this is also a redraw, I believe. Dramatic, more lighting, more lighting. Fight, fight. I have stuff to say about this one, but I think it would be considered spoilers, so I'm not going to say it. Do I just have a blank canvas? I literally do. That's nice. Do I have more? No, it's just page 1. One page of the script that I'm now rewriting yet again, but that's okay. Unfinished, but I'm improving. DC fan art, I was kind of over my DC hyperfixation, my very long DC hyperfixation by the time the iPad came around, but I did do these few pieces. I think if anything, the fact that this is taking me a lot longer to go through than I thought it was going to is just evidence of how much I have freaking drawn on this iPad. Reference. That is the one that is weirdly misplaced at the bottom in a different color. Okay, so this was what I replaced my senior portfolio with in my second semester of that class. I think we only had to do 5. And I was just talking with friends about wait, that wasn't the finished one. Oopsies. This looked finished to me because now I render stuff like this with the sharp lines, but it's not. So I was talking to people about their obsessions and using that to get reference photos and drawing them. I think they're really fun and different. I just wonder if maybe I could have had more or even stronger of a finish if I had had both semesters on this project, but you live and you learn. This one, because there's some parts that are supposed to look like anime or manga, I think I like better than this one that looks dirty again. Yeah, these looked a lot cooler. I didn't blend that part down there. Was that intentional? Was there another one that was finished more? Anyway, I think they're fun and I liked the experience of doing them because it was with friends, but they're just not all there. Now I guess that literally is the finished one, but I didn't blend it at the bottom, or I didn't blend her clothes at all actually, so I guess that was intentional. I don't remember that. And this was just a class on using computer programs for art, which of course I was interested in because I was actively doing that. I don't know why this one's in there. That is scribbles. This is the concepts for the finals for the class. We have this one. I believe I called this, traveling the world. I still think that's fun. And you can see my character's Easter egg in the background there. I think I zoomed it in a little bit. Ew, I don't like how that looks now. I don't like that one either. Okay, I did tone the light down. Oh my gosh. That's good. Let's do a little speed run here. This is a YouTube thumbnail. My wedding. Yeah, that's just a bunch of random stuff. I really like this one though. These are commissions I've done. I'm not going to zoom in because some of them have faces and I think they're okay, but I don't really want to zoom in. And then this was me attempting to prove I could finish a comic, which is also the first instance of me taking advantage of the page assist in Procreate. So each of these actually has multiple pages under it, and I'm not going to go over each one, but 1 through 9, and then we got all the way up to 63. And I think I learned about how monotonous it starts to feel making comics, doing the same thing over and over again, and just start to practice it. Try to see if I can figure out ways to make it easier for myself. I did have a critique on this one that if I made the panels actual panel size on a page, it'd be more interesting. The reason that I didn't do that for this is because it was just made to be an Instagram series, which was still squares at the time. I'm so mad that they changed that recently. So yeah, they're all squares, but I wouldn't do that again in the future for sure. Reference photos. I did have a series on TikTok for a while where I was trying to do 100 different drawings. You can see them all on TikTok. This is kind of what we're looking at. That's where this one was. This is the match to the Shinky one. It actually is the post that has both of them that does really well on Tumblr. I drew some people's puppies. This is me with characters that I have attachments to that maybe I shouldn't, but I still do. OC redraw that I didn't. It has 2 more that's supposed to go with it that I did not end up redrawing. I did some mashups. This is cute of the OCs. My OCs kind of hanging out together. Shikamaru and Mirai was a really cute one. Daisy. The Instagram reel for this one went crazy and I wasn't expecting it. I do think it's pretty cool. Yeah, I like it. I was hard on myself on it when I made it and I was telling myself it wasn't that good, but I mean, I took the time to draw those pieces pieces in perspective. That's pretty fun. Can't go wrong with the Raven breakdown. And this is part 2 to the time travel concept. If you zoom in close, there's a Shikadai card. Another mashup. Bad Omen, basically. Looks kind of cool though. And I really like this sketchy one of my OCs. I think about it more than I should because they look good just with the hash marks. I'm going to breeze my way through these, but this first one was a fan fiction concept that I just had fun kind of trying to figure out some outfits for. And then this was a fan fiction that I actually posted, so I probably won't zoom in on every illustration because if you want, you could just go read it on AO3. I'll warn you though, it is not done. This is another one of my I don't know what the heck that noise is. I'm sorry if you can hear that. I am not re-recording any of this. Anyway, there's a lot of reference photos up here, but most of this is illustrations from the fanfiction, so you can see them in better quality there and go enjoy my writing from 3 years ago. This was Shikatima month in 2022. It was like an every other day thing, I believe, and you can tell I was going strong for a while. And then I think I kind of got to a point where it was getting more difficult. I got a dog during this month, my first dog. And then this is my redraw series that I did to try to make myself feel better. It's probably gonna come up. We're in the section of art now. 2023 was a very difficult year for me mentally for a lot of reasons. I'm not gonna get into all of them because none of us need that, but you can definitely see it in the art, and I feel it when I'm looking at it, and it'll come up when I'm talking about it. So just to get out of the way, mentally 2023, very difficult, self-isolated type of year for me. And so to try to make myself feel better, I was redrawing old art to show myself that I have in fact improved, which obviously I don't have the originals in here, but that gives you an idea of why maybe these are all over the place in concept. And those are fun. I didn't complete the whole year, but 9 months is not too bad. This monster of a project. When I thought of this fanfiction concept when right before I got my dog in 2022, and then all of 2023 into 2024 I was working on this, and it's another situation where I'm using the page assist, so it's even more than it looks like because that's all the thumbnails. There's 4, I believe, drawings in each of these. I did squares just for consistency's purposes. No, there's 6 in this one. Like, are you kidding me? This took so much time, and I was really into it at first. I like this one. I also think this one turned out really cool, and this, you can even argue like this one. I don't want to go through every single one of these. I could one day if someone's interested. Well, also, that's the thing. This is a fan fiction that I did complete. It took me a year and a half, but I did complete it. And the full thing is up on my AO3 if you want to go see everything that's in here. But I warn you, it just, you can tell when I was feeling okay and when I wasn't. Because this, I like this. And then there's like this one. Like, it's probably not the worst drawing out there, but compared to some of the other ones and just the lack of interesting composition, I feel like it's pretty telling. I think that's really all I want to talk about with that one, but I drew, I believe, 79 drawings, and I somehow thought that would be easy because it was in black and white. I don't know. We're gonna move on. This also says other. I did this for Kiss Day, for Shikajin with Barb, and it's cute. I'm not gonna zoom in on that one because that's people I know IRL. This was a meme going around, I think, that I didn't finish and did not post. That is vent art. I'm not gonna zoom in on. I think most of these are probably like references because that was a reference I made for myself for one of the time travel ones. That was me trying to put furniture in our old apartment. That was my friend messing around, I think, which looks pretty cool. Unfinished sketches. This was a gift for Barb, I think. This was a drawing my friend requested. 2021 art. My old profile photo. My old banner. Sorry, I just don't want to zoom in on any of these and accidentally like zoom in on people's faces since they're in here. That's that. There's this song on TikTok about a doggy sitting on the couch like a bagel, and my husband insisted that I draw our puppies as bagels, so that's what this is. I know it looks kind of strange, but once you understand the concept, it's pretty cute. In 2024, I attempted to make birthday art of people, but it was taking a bit of a toll to do that many birthdays, and I really like the Robin one. I went like all out because of course, but I got to this one and I was like, I feel like I'm ripping out my own hair. So even though I love this character, I just gotta let it go. I need to be working on things that I actually care about, because the quality will go up, because you can't, like, this from this to this is crazy. Like, you could tell which one I cared about, and that was kind of a wake-up call for me, and I started readjusting what I was doing, and that's where I got into this, which I did for a video. This was like 6 weeks of work. I'm still really proud of it. I do have a whole video about it, so I'm not gonna go too into it, but the care and the thought is there in this one. And this was going to be a video just like the one before it, but I did not get enough clips, I thought, to make it worthwhile. So, although I do have the footage of me drawing it in a video. My new profile picture is just out in the open here. And then I also got to draw Chapo Rome, which was so fun. I drew. It's not like this is used for anything, but yeah, I had too much fun with that. And this was a 1 hour drawing that I did. A little challenge with a friend, my best friend. For a minute, my dad wanted to make fun supernatural type t-shirts. This one's pretty cute, but didn't get too far on those. This was me playing around with settings on Procreate, some OC sketches that I colored. There's some random things in here that I don't really need to talk about. YouTube thumbnails. Oh, I'm not actually going to go into those, but I do make them on here. My commission posts, other social media stuff. This is my digital Inktober's I did. Oh, that's the end of the month. That's not what I meant to do. I like how most of these Inktober's turned out, and it was really fun. I had just left a job that had been stressing me out, so to be able to spend a month doing stuff like this was needed, I think. Although you can tell which days I might have been behind on. I do have videos about this as well, so that's why I'm not going to talk too much in depth about this. Although if you do go read my fanfiction that's unfinished, this is my ending for you. This is something from my dad's blog, so I won't zoom in on it too much, but some sketches of people. This was when, so I made this piece for Inktober, and I'm obsessed with it still to this day. Like, you know when you draw something, you're like, how did I do that? I need to diagnose everything that went into this. That was me with this. And I figured out that I really liked the effects that the linear light layer in Procreate was giving, so this whole thing is me just messing around with those types of layers and finding out how it works, what I like. And I feel like it gave me a bit of creative flexibility, because I was also like, I wasn't using darker shades of the same color to render anymore. I was just, and this is me kind of trying to figure out how the layer works, because I don't want to rely on just a layer type. I want to be able to make it in real life, like traditional art, if I want to. So this is using just the linear light, I believe, and this is linear light and color dodge, although I could be wrong. I'd have to open it and I don't want to. But what I was getting at is, like this piece, for example, this is a more zoomed in version, but it works. I have a darker red that I've used to shade the red hair, which looks good, it's fine. But in this also weirdly formatted version of the piece, I'm just using purple for everything, and I think it looks really nice. It simplifies it and gives me a chance to think about other things and just appreciate color. All I have to think about is like, what color do I want to focus on with this piece and make it look nice and appealing to my eyes, and it's been really fun. I feel like I'm popping out art more than I have in a long time lately. Popping out art. This one is just, I think I was just playing with blending stuff, but for both of the other ones, I took pictures of sketches in my sketchbook and kind of collaged them to make posts on my socials. I think that's a really, like, it's fun. Like, I like making collages, and doing it digitally was a different experience, but very fun. Like, if you don't like something on top, you can just move it under. It's great. This is from a video that you should go watch. And this is also from other videos, but I have been talking about my OCs and their redesigns, so I'll still go through it for you just real quick. You've seen some of these faces already, but this is how I have redesigned them to look in 2025, and I feel like they most of them are very strong, very good. Sorry, I may redesign the little leotard things because they kind of make me laugh every time I see them. This is an accidental trio that I made recently. I did this at the end of last year, really liked it. Made this one, really liked it, and then I was like, wait, they kind of go together. What if I make a third one? And I really like this one. It's kind of a different vibe, but I feel like, you know, if I put it between the two, it kind of works. They all have blues going on and a little bit of lighting. I like it. I like it, and that's what matters, okay? You could tell that my confidence and like for my own stuff has improved because that's cool. And then I recorded the process of these for a video, and I didn't end up using it for that video, so it might go in another. So I'm not going to get like too close up on them, but that's some other recent work. And then lastly, we'll get to my One Piece folder. I should really call it a fucking Nico Robin folder because I only have one mind, and I don't think I need to say too much as I scroll through these. I have a little bit of brain rot. This was what was helping me in 2023 was Nico Robin. I attempted to draw a little thing of her and Nami, but I didn't finish it. This is from early last year. I still really enjoy this. I think it's cute. Juxtaposition, is that the word? And then I started to ship her with Frankie, and this is really cute still. I wanted to do both of these poses, but I didn't like how this one was looking, especially Frankie, and he would end up being like so weirdly tall that I cropped it, which I think we've already looked at this one, but I cropped it, and that's a more zoomed in version. This next one is one that I just finished, and I know that a lot of like newer art I have not been showing, but I'm literally so excited about this one because I feel like it slightly took me out of my comfort zone, even though it might not be as spicy as I feel like it is to some people. I feel like it's spicy and I really like it. If you don't like spicy, you can look away, I guess. I'm obsessed. I think it's the first time I've gotten to use green linear light layers. I think it looks so cool. And I've been wanting to do another Demon Robin. Sorry if you hear my puppy. And this is what I'm currently working on. So yeah, that is just a brief tour of my Procreate artworks. That was a lot more to talk about than I was thinking it was. I feel like I definitely don't give myself enough credit for how much art I make. And on top of that, it was really nice just to take a look through memory lane and remember some of the things I've done and how far I've come, because as much as I would like to think I just was good at this from the get-go, I wasn't, and that's how I will be with everything, and that's okay. I think a mix of improved confidence overall in myself and just practice and improvement has made it so I feel better about the things that I make now versus towards the beginning of this. And I think I like more of my older ones now than I did when I made them because I just thought they were so bad when I made them. But they're not. We're all just hard on ourselves because we think we do have to be perfect immediately, and that's just not the case. But yeah, I'm gonna leave it there for now. I hope that you enjoyed this long walkthrough of my art from the past 4.5, 5 years. Please let me know if you want to see anything in more depth, or you like some of the art, you want to see more things like that. Let me know what you think of the recent pieces, and just, yeah, I'd like to know how you are, I guess. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I'm making a lot of content this year, so be sure to like and subscribe if you like the video. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. I have all the socials on screen, and I'll see you later.